From jam-packed Mackey Arena in its 25th anniversary year, it's the 6th-ranked Michigan Wolverines, 10-1 against the 9th-ranked 9-0 Purdue Boilermakers in the Big Ten opener for both teams. Let's take a look at our Nissan starting lineups for tonight's game. Michigan has a change. James Voska will be starting for the first time this season. And then the rest of the lineup, the Fab Four tonight. Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Rose, and King will be in Michigan's starting lineup. Jalen Rose and, of course, Jimmy King.
The shot by Howard was not as soft as you normally see him. For a big guy, he has a great touch.
He got some size and bulk inside. Webber, who leads the Big Ten in block shots, gets his first one ahead to Jimmy King, and Michigan has tied the game.
I tell you, Chris Webber has more blocks than the rest of his Michigan team. In fact, he has more blocks than the whole Purdue team does. Both teams really pressing him up defensively. You watch Juwan Howard. For a big guy, I think he plays defense as well as anybody I've seen.
Now Alonzo Martin inside against Bosco. That one's off the glass and down. Alonzo Martin, a 6'6", 206-pound sophomore. He's not tall, but he gives him a lot of bulk in there. Purdue with its biggest lead at 5-2. They're looking for Howard inside. He's alone. Good pass. And Juwan Howard now has his first two.
Again, one of the strengths of Chris Webber is he can shoot from the outside. If you don't come pick him up, he passes the ball exceptionally well. Purdue does go to the line an awful lot against most of the teams they play, Tim, and again here they're way ahead, 2-0.
Double team on Robinson to the weak side. Michigan with a tight defense, Matt Waddell for three. And Purdue has doubled up on Michigan at 8-4. Whistle inside, there's a foul against Purdue.
Really a forced shot by Rose there, not a great shot.
Over in the corner again, the shot up and down by Matt Waddell. That's a three-pointer. 2 for him now. 6 points for Waddell, and it's 11-4. Boilermakers with all that emotion. Webber double team puts it up and in. Chris Webber's first two. He's the Big Ten player of the week, and he's been sensational early on here at both ends of the floor.
Michigan has, you would have thought, had the advantage coming in. They played 10, maybe 11 people, and Purdue pretty much 9, but with the injuries for Michigan, it'll pretty much be even on the substitution end.
Martin gets a little edge on Palenka, puts it up and no, and pulled down in there by Jimmy King.
Robinson, a young mistake there. He doesn't want to go after the ball there because he's leaving. Michigan should have penalized him there.
Jalen Rose around his man off the glass and down. Pretty move by Jalen Rose, who had 30 points in his Big Ten opener. Remember last January at Iowa when the Wolverines opened with a win in overtime at Iowa. Whistle inside, and Juwan Howard quickly has picked up his second foul the last couple of games.
Key here is now who's going to guard Robinson.
There's a shot from the corner. That one's up and off by Matt Painter, and Michigan is running. Jalen Rose going to pull it up and won't go, tipped out by Palenka.
Oh, smart play by Palenka. He knew he couldn't get the rebound, batted it out so they could gain possession.
Michigan has scored 4 in a row here. I feel like Webber is your point guard on some of these moves. And the Palenka around his man, and a block will go against Purdue, and Palenka might have got away with a little something there. Boy, there are some physical players on this floor right now, George. They may not all be tall, but physical is certainly a key attribute for both these teams.
Rob Palenka's really had a difficult time from the foul line. I think he's one of the better foul shooters for Michigan, but he's really struggled this year.
11-9, Michigan with 5 unanswered points here after falling behind 11-4. And when that one goes down, we'll have a timeout on the floor. Michigan off to with good shots, 57-44%. Boilermakers by 1, but Michigan is on a 6-point run.
Michigan always does a good job of helping out inside. They just have to be aware whoever's guarding the three-point shooters, Waddell particularly, you can't sag as much off of him to double team.
Here's Glenn Robinson for 3, and he pours it down. Glenn Robinson, 6 of Purdue's 14 points by their sensational sophomore. Eric Riley, Rose. Riley takes the return pass. Nice touch by Eric Riley. Beautiful little post move. And Eric Riley has his first 2. Now Michigan cuts it back to 2. Now you got Webber and Robinson on each other here at Purdue's offensive end. They're the 2 players, 2 years ago, the most heralded players in college basketball. Riley with that height advantage gets a block. Michigan to tie it up here inside. Drive by Jimmy King. And the Wolverines now have come back from an 11-4 deficit. We are tied at 14.
Michigan puts the ball up the floor real well. That was what you'd say an advantage there. You usually want your team to slow it down, but they just have such physical ability. They are able to make things very creative.
And out of bounds, and Purdue gets it back.
See Chris Webber again. His arms and his hands are so big, he just deflects balls that you normally wouldn't expect him to.
Boy, Garner misses the easy shot in front. Now King is wide open behind to Webber, but he was fouled first, which eliminates a highlight tape play.
That's a good foul right there. And they need someone to hit that three-pointer for Michigan. That's the difference in the game right now.
Outside Jimmy King for two, and he buries it. 6 points for Jimmy King in a strong first half. He's Michigan's leading scorer. Well, Purdue's run of 5 ends.
Again, that's interesting. I didn't think Riley to have a very good time with Robinson here, but with his height and his arm span, it helps a little bit.
Shot up by Glenn Robinson back in the game. No, but it's put back up and in beautifully by Matt Painter. That's his first two. Rose sees an alley, goes down around his man. Too hard, tipped up and in by Eric Riley. Riley, in my judgment, is a very unsung player on this team. He hasn't started as much of his career as he wanted to. And yet when he's been in there for Michigan this season, he has contributed greatly. Well, we want to welcome all of our viewers from the Detroit station here on our Raycom network that have had some technical difficulties. If you've just joined us, Purdue is leading Michigan now 21-20 after Jalen Rose knocked that one down for his 4th point. Now Chris Webber is quoted in the Detroit Free Press today as saying he's not turning professional after this season. But Eric Riley, man, that one almost went in. Then it is tipped in. Is that Webber that got it? And Webber now with 4 points. And Michigan has its first lead of the night at 22-21.
Not a good shot. Just really hurried that. He was off balance. Readjusted it in the air. That's not the kind of shot you need if you're going to catch up here in this gym.
And the steal by Jimmy. You can bet he won't pass this one off. Jimmy King has had a big first half for Michigan. 8 points for King, and Purdue's lead is cut to 1.
I think this one's going to go this way the whole way unless something happens that we're not foreseeing. Well, I tell you, Purdue's had everything going their way. They haven't shot particularly well, but the three-pointers have been in their favor and the foul shots.
And baseline jumper by Kawanzo Martin. And Purdue again back up to a 3-point lead. 4 for Martin. Inside, Howard goes around Glenn Robinson. Nice fake and puts it in. Beautiful move by Jawan Howard. 4 points for him, and Michigan again is down by just 1. So offensive foul, they call a push-off here against Kawanzo Martin. That's his second. Gene King, the man of 1,000 expressions.
Purdue usually is such a disciplined club that they've turned it over without the forced errors a lot of times here early in the first half.
As you can see, Michigan struggling from 3-point range. Both teams at 42-41%. Post-up move, turnaround. Eric Riley knocks it down. 6 off the bench for him.
He's really given him a big lift. Michigan again, the second lead of the game, and they've led by only 1.
All right, there is just one other Big Ten game being played tonight. They're at halftime in Evanston. Illinois 37, Northwestern 26. Illinois lost at Northwestern a year ago, Illini by 11. And don't forget that we'll see Illinois at Michigan State here on Raycom, 8 o'clock Saturday night.
We talked about how strong Riley's looked. This is the best I've seen him play since he was a sophomore.
Well, nobody's within 4 inches of him on the floor. Here's Cornelius McNary with a foul away from the play. All right, Eric Riley and Jimmy King have been the Michigan heroes in the first half and combined for 14 of the Wolverines' 28. And Eric Riley rips the net for 7 points here. Eric has really had a game tonight here in the first half, and what a force he might be in this Big Ten season. He's a senior now. Went to the same high school that Elvis Grbac did in Cleveland, so Riley hits them both. 8 points for Elvis. Here's Bosco back in. And off the bench now, Riley equals Michigan's high point player in this game.
Almost hate to mention this. They've been talking about how lousy the Big Ten's been this year from the foul line. They've yet to miss a foul shot, either team.
Riley's high so far this season is 13 against Nebraska, and he already has 8 points.
Purdue right now needs a basket in a bad way. Michigan has a way of really putting a lot of points in a row on the board, and Purdue really needs a basket desperately here.
This is Michigan's biggest lead of the night, 3 at 30-27. Inside though, and it's quickly back to 1. Nice shot by Cornelius McNary, his first 2. And Michigan at 30-29.
Great drive and assist by Waddell. Michigan really needed to stay away from those players in there.
Pass to Riley, not there by Jalen Rose, and Purdue back the other way. Here's Glenn Robinson. Juwan Howard has been on him for much of this half. Done a pretty good job, too. They let Robinson try a three. And Rose with a board.
Fife up again, getting some instructions. Weber waiting to come in.
They told Juwan Howard to shoot. He does, and it falls in. Good bounce for Juwan Howard. 6 points for him, and again, Michigan equals its biggest lead of the night.
That was bordering on being on the outside of his range, and I think that's why they got a couple of people coming in. They want to keep everybody fresh if they can.
Painter gets a good pass inside, tipped away by Boston beautifully on the turnover, and now Michigan going back down, trying to increase its lead.
This is where they need to really run a good offense here and poise it up.
Rose with a beautiful move, baseline. Jalen Rose with 6, and Michigan's lead at 5. Its biggest of the night at 34-29. Michigan's done the good job on the boards, and Purdue is really struggling with its shooting, as George said earlier. Weber inside gets a little easy lay-in. 6 for Chris.
Can't back up that easily against him. He'll eat you up if you let him put that little shoulder. Athletes, even with the big guys, but I don't know if you had Howard and Weber down on the blocks, how you'd stop him. I don't know how you could physically stop him.
I don't either. Here's Glenn Robinson, who has been off a little bit here with his shot, and then they bounce it off each other and out of bounds.
But for Michigan, they're a lot better off letting him have that three-pointer than they are having him go down inside.
Well, they ask him to do a lot, and he takes a lot on himself. Beautiful high feed from Jalen Rose.
You got to be real careful right now. This could be the run Michigan's been waiting for.
38-29, Michigan with its biggest lead of the night. They have really fought back from that early 11-4 deficit. There's no question they have superior size.
See, the problem with Purdue is they will not get any easy shots on the inside unless they get some kind of penetration drive.
Waddell shot no. Kawanzo Martin on the putback. That's off. And saved by Michigan. Eric Riley again.
No, he didn't carry that.
Weber with a good job, but they call it travel, and there's the turnover again.
There again, I think, is where Chris Weber's got to learn to get the ball out again.
Wolverines have played hard, a lot of mistakes, but they've dominated the boards.
They don't want to be in a hurry right now.
Which they are, but Rose buries it for 3. Jalen Rose with 9. Michigan on a big run, 41-29. It was a 30-29. For 11 straight points for Michigan. Purdue looks a little bit confused here offensively. Kawanzo Martin goes up and finally puts it down.
Couldn't be any closer to him than Bosco was. That was a big basket for him.
Michigan would love to win here and go to Wisconsin and get a win, and that'd be a payback after a loss there a year ago. Now they get the ball back. Rose with a play, but inside should be a layup for Stanback and it in. Just what you said, George. Michigan needs to be patient, and of course they're not. And now with 41 seconds to go, the shot clock will not be a factor here, so Michigan can play for a last shot and try to keep at least an 8-point lead.
About a 6-second spread.
They had a 12-point lead cut to 8. Steve Fisher wants him to bring it out here.
Yeah, but they should have run the clock like this the last time, Steve, and taken the time off there. And that's the thing that disturbs me a little bit sometimes about Michigan, because they aren't patient when they should be.
Rose says time for me. No, and Purdue with 4 seconds to go has Martin open deep if they can get it to him, and it's tipped away by Jalen Rose with 0.2 of a second to play in the first half. Rob Pelinka will be on the line. The good news for Purdue is he's a 38% free throw shooter. Pelinka's made 5 out of 13 this season, but he's 2 for 2 tonight.
Well, let me tell you, Tim, he's one of their better foul shooters. He's really struggled for some reason this year. If I had my choice, I'm not sure I wouldn't want him on the line.
Well, as we say, he's made 2. There hasn't been a missed free throw in the game, and as I say that, watch the jinx. Pelinka now 3 for 3. So in this game, Purdue is 8 of 8 and Michigan 5 for 5.
You watch his form. He's got a great stroke on the ball.
Michigan now hoping to get the 10-point lead here to go into the locker room at the half. They will get it. A 10-point margin here in the final moments, and that's the end of the first half. And a good half for the Michigan Wolverines. No one has scored here in the first 50 seconds of the second half. Having said that, shot outside won't go. by Ian Stanback.
And that's not the kind of shot that you expect there in order to get your team back either.
Jimmy King for three. No, but look all over the boards. Bosco saves it. Loose on the floor, and Howard to Weber. Is this going to be sensational? It is. Chris Weber, you saw it coming. That's just too much physical presence for Michigan inside.
Well, and again, the longer you give him to get ready, the worse it's going to be for you.
They get the double team on Glenn Robinson. That leaves Waddell for three, and he cans it.
That's the same thing that happened the first half, Tim. They got him on the side there. You cannot double team that much away from him. Bosco cannot leave him that open.
Matt Waddell with three three-pointers, 11 points. Weber posts his man and puts it in. Easy as you please. 10 for Chris Weber. It is a racket in here, and it's getting even louder with every Purdue basket. Inside Pelinka, and the ball is thrown away. 4 turnovers on that. Glenn Robinson. 13 points for Glenn Robinson, and Michigan's 10-point lead at halftime is cut to 4. Listen to this crowd.
The problem is Michigan has not gotten any shots, and Purdue has really picked up the tempo defensively.
They got Weber in the low post where they need him. Kenny Rowan, beautiful dish to Howard. Howard can't score it. Weber gets it back. Weber over his man and puts it in. He's fouled, and the basket will count. I've said, George, I've seen him play 2 years. You have got to get Chris Weber the ball in the low post. He's almost unstoppable in my estimation.
Oh, I agree with it. It's all the points for Michigan to come from Weber. Look at him. He's just such a presence on the inside. You know, he's just so strong. And again, you have to appreciate what Fisher tries to do. Here's a reverse angle of it. How do you stop him from there? He's 6'9". He's just a horse on the inside.
The key's to get it in there to him. And if you can do it, most likely you're at least going to put him on a line.
Well, for a lot of teams, they'd like to do that.
Well, that's true.
He really struggled. He shoots better from three-point range than he does from the foul line. But watch how he buries the ball in his hand when he shoots foul shots. His hands are so big. That one he made.
Timeout on the floor, 15:49 to play. Michigan 50, Purdue 43. Herb Dub, 21, the freshman in the game again. Dub on Pelinka, pulls up, gets good help defense from Chris Weber on a baseline. Glenn Robinson, up in foul basket count. Jawan Howard has his third foul. 3 fouls on Jawan Howard.
Oh, Drew New iron, no iron.
Purdue with a chance to cut it to 2 or 1. Painter drives up and lays it up and in. Matt Painter. Listen to the crowd again. 7 for Painter, 5 in the second half. And now it's a 2-point Michigan lead. That will get Riley back in the game, and they need him. Another bad pass by Howard out of bounds. Jalen Rose with the elbow.
Oh, he said he grabbed him. He didn't elbow him, he said he grabbed him. I don't understand that one, but...
Glenn Robinson outside. 14:34 to play. Michigan with a 2-point lead. Robinson tackled by Riley, and there's the steal. Whistle foul called. And Glenn Robinson picks up a foul in the backcourt for Purdue, and that is now his third foul.
He gets a little mad at him, but doesn't really argue with him.
Down the lane goes Jalen Rose with a hook up. Off, no. Shots won't fall for Michigan in the second half. And out of there somehow. Good move by Matt Painter.
Not a good shot again. 3 Michigan guys back on defense.
Glenn Robinson. 18 for Robinson. And now we have a tie game. 50-50. Michigan led 41-29 late in the first half. And they have been outscored 21-9 now. 21-9, but a foul of goal against Purdue's inside man Cornelius McNary. And here come the smiles. And here's Eric Riley, Michigan's leading free throw shooter this season at 78%. Boy, they are in sync with the free throws on this basketball floor tonight. Riley now with 9 points. First one in the second half. Just like that, 52-50 Michigan. 21 straight free throws made by both teams in this game without a miss. Moving on Bosco inside, puts up an off-balance shot, not a good one either. Good defense by Bosco, and Michigan pulls it away. Rose spinning into the lane around his man. Is that a charge? Yes. Jalen
He
Rose.
just has no patience offensively. He should just run it a little bit there. They've been struggling anyway. And again, even though he has all that talent, look at that.
13 minutes to play. Wolverines with a 2-point lead. Waddell moves on Palinka, goes in. Good help defense by Riley with a block.
This team is well coached. You see him lean in whenever anybody gets a shot.
Not the best shot. They throw it out. Third try at it. That one's no good. Robinson puts it up and in. He's fouling a basket count. And Purdue can go in front. They got 4 shots at the basket that time.
It's great to fly at those guys and give them trouble, but you got to remember there's a rebound that has to be made afterwards.
21 for Glenn Robinson. He's over his average. And now Purdue has regained the lead at 53 to 52. Weber's going to go inside. And he is stopped in there by McNary. Whistle inside the floor, and a foul is called on Porter Roberts, I believe.
That was a good foul. This King was going to get a basket there if he didn't.
And he has made all of his free throws.
Excellent job by both of these coaches getting some fresh people in the game and resting their better players.
Weber for 3. Chris Weber, who's lighting it up in the second half. He has 16 points, 10 in the second half, and Michigan back up by 2.
It's been the Robinson-Weber show, just as everybody advertised this one going in.
Alonzo Martin, look at Eric Riley, really helping on defense. Runs to the weak side there and manages to intimidate that shot. Okay. Then we got 24 straight by both teams here. Glenn Robinson's shot is away. Painter, this is what I call an air ball, 35 feet in the air down. Here comes Weber. Is he going to win the race? He is. Reverse slam. Well, that'd be the play of the game later on because that gave Michigan the lead there at 57-55. We got to give you a play of the game later on. We're trying to find her when there's been so many good ones. When they're running around outside, throwing it up off balance, that's when they seem to struggle.
But again, both teams just outstanding on defense. It's easy to see why they hold their teams to right around 40% accuracy. Because they give 110% all the time.
Michigan sometimes plays like the shot clocks in the NBA, where I guess a lot of these guys are headed anyway, because they'll get it off before 24 seconds. Whistle foul, that'll go against Michigan. Is that Jimmy King?
Yep, his first. Unbelievable. As hard as he plays, that's his first foul. But then he's on defense after that, and even if he doesn't foul him there, if Painter doesn't get a shot, he's got somebody to dish it off if the big guys switch off on him. Once it starts leaking, look out.
Is it contagious? 9 points for Painter. He has 7 in the second half here. This can tie the game at the 9:23 mark. Let's see what Michigan tries to do offensively. Well, Weber inside, there's where they want to go. Howard around his man. It's that simple, George. You get it inside, they're going to score because they got too much strength up front.
Plus, you see he's squared up, and Chris Weber, again, you got to be aware of him, and he just does a good job of getting the ball inside to Howard where he's effective.
I swear he can make that shot 8 or 9 out of 10 times. That little post move on the baseline, Howard is very good at that. 8 points for Juwan Howard, Michigan by 3. We're down to 8:51 to go. Oh, Dugan fights almost for the steal.
He's great on defense. You see him. He's going to be a great player before he leaves Michigan.
Boy, they're showing a lot of confidence in that freshman. Shot way outside for 2 by Glenn Robinson. He now has 13 in the second half, 24 points tonight. Voskuhl for 3. Weber with a rebound underneath. There's Howard. He lays it up and in.
Great play. Unbelievable. How in the world did he ever get that ball, much less find Juwan Howard underneath? Great job. Another assist for Weber.
And on the road, you don't know if they're going to go. And inside, their percentage is so much higher, as they've proven time and again. Here's Alonzo Martin, dumps it off. Inside, slam, dunk, Herb does. 4 for the freshman. Purdue leads at 62-61.
What made that shot was the penetration by the guard on the inside.
Third-ranked Michigan trying to get the win here tonight on a road. Here's Juwan Howard, puts it up and in. 12 points for Howard. Michigan by 1, 63-62. Back and forth it goes. Inside 7 minutes.
It was all Weber in the first part of the second half. Now he seems to be a little bit slow and tired, and Juwan Howard's picked up the pace.
Here's Glenn Robinson against Howard. going to be a photo finish. Glenn Robinson takes the three, and it won't go, and Jalen Rose pulls down a rebound for Michigan.
That was good strategy there. I'm not sure he's going to beat you with an NBA three at this point.
Howard looking for Weber. That's what they want, and there's the basket. Every single time they can get that. Boy, what a big night for Weber. 20 points for Chris Weber. Michigan with a 3-point lead. Ruben Fife is on Matt Waddell. Back outside, pulling up, in and out, no good. It's pulled down by Juwan Howard.
Easy now, Jalen. Poise it up, poise it up.
Rose all the way, lays it up, and then he's fouled and a basket counts. He has a flair for the dramatic like few players in college basketball. Now here's Jalen Rose on the line with 11 points. He has not been to the line yet tonight. Jalen Rose gives Michigan a 68-62 lead, and the Wolverines are on a 7-point run. They want Michigan's defense to come out and harass the Purdue guards. Hayner and Waddell. They've got their starters back in there now for Purdue. Here's Glenn Robinson over Howard, and he buries it. Boy, that's a big-time shot by Glenn Robinson. He's getting close to his career high. Michigan's lead is 4 with 5.5 minutes to play. Jalen Rose has that look, but he's going into Howard. Howard looking for Weber inside. There's his shot, and he buries it.
Boy,
you look at the shot sheet after the game, just check out Howard and Weber inside with those baskets. Michigan back by 6. Purdue doesn't have the scores from there that Michigan has. See, they double team their man here and stand back in. Too much and they throw it away.
Yeah, smart, Juwan. Just take your time.
Good ball handler to Jalen Rose. But Jalen inside of Dugan. You know he'll dish it off.
See, if Fife wasn't a freshman there and had a little confidence, he'd have had that basket easy there. But that wasn't an all bad move, because I think right now they got to run the clock here a little bit since they're behind.
Jalen from 22 feet, and it won't go. Boy, that was a long one, but Fife on the 3-point rebound. Michigan gets a fresh 45.
They really need a basket here if they're going to try and get this one in their favor.
And if they do, I'm sure Purdue will call timeout. Fife, they aren't even going to guard him. He's taken 3 shots all year, one of them tonight, which missed badly. Where's the shot clock? 25, almost stolen.
Seems like they've had it forever. That's the longest possession ever.
Weber for 3 is short. And again, Michigan with the offensive board. That was our Chick Tracer. The key for Michigan has been the offensive glass. Gene Katie fires his coat down in disgust.
They'd have been taking a little more time here. This game would be down 2-minute stretch.
Michigan can get a blow here a little bit. They want to run some clock. Howard posts his man and buries it. He's unstoppable. I think Purdue needs a timeout. 72-64. Let's check our Pepsi big play of the night. And it's when Michigan gets in the paint, and here's a key play.
Well, and again, you watch this. A lot of times you like the dunks, but watch this. Bosco misses a shot on the outside. Weber goes up amongst 3 people, gets the ball, and I don't know how he finds Howard. He goes in and lays it in. I think that's just a great shot right there.
Remarkable statistic we'll tell you in a moment. Shot no good. Rose with a rebound. 11 of Michigan's 12 field goals that come in the paint by Weber, and Howard now make it 12 out of 13 as Chris Weber pounds down his 22nd point.
Big assist there by Dugan Fife. Tell you, there's only been 4 points for Michigan this half that haven't come from Howard or from Chris Weber. Unbelievable.
12 out of 13 field goals in the second half from Howard and Weber inside. Shot finally rolls around by Matt Painter. That ends a long dry spell for Purdue. Dugan Fife has had some quality minutes here.
Well, he gives them what they need. He's not going to ever take a bad shot in this situation. He's going to run clock. If it's the last 2 times they did it, it's because he's settled them down and done that. I think he's going to be a great point guard for Michigan.
Shot clock is at 10 now. Here's Juwan Howard inside. Boy, what a game Juwan Howard has played tonight. In the second half, he has 12 points, 18 for the night. He and Weber have put on a clinic here late on the game. 2 minutes to go, Michigan by 10. Wolverines go to Wisconsin Saturday, come home to play Indiana on Tuesday night in their Big Ten home opener. Will the place be rocking or what? Matt Painter away off Weber with a rebound. Michigan 5-on-1. Howard, Weber, King lays it up and in.
4 guys touch that ball coming down.
12 for Jimmy King. Purdue wants timeout with 1:45 to go. That might have been the blow that put it away for Michigan over Purdue. But I'll tell you, Purdue is a proud club, and they are undefeated, and they have pulled games out at the wire. But maybe not against a number 3 team in the nation of this caliber. We'll see. Michigan's defense has been tough here in the second half at about the 15-minute mark. I think you're right, too, George. When they put Dugan Fife in the game, that took a shooter out of there. Here is Fife. They don't need a ball for him. Whistle, they had to foul. So they'll start putting Michigan on the line. Matt Painter picks it up.
He just, in the beginning of the second half, when Purdue made that run, he was the only one who was doing much of anything.
Dugan Fife is a 53% free thrower. That'll help out a little bit. Michigan still has not missed a free throw. 11 of 11 for the Wolverines tonight. Minute 19 to go. Michigan by 13. Michigan by 14 points. Boy, they have really played well here the last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes of each half, Michigan really turned it up.
And I think that's, too, because of the fact that you don't have as much depth for Purdue as Michigan does.
Here's Glenn Robinson for 3, and Weber just gets his 14th rebound. 2-on-1, Rose. King lays it up. No, that won't go, but the clock will keep running, and we're at a minute to play. Glenn Robinson is in traffic now, and Michigan will get it. Rose is fouled. And Glenn Robinson could do a little more than that. But Glenn Robinson has played a superb game here tonight. Here's Jalen Rose on the line, who has redeemed himself a bit. He has 12 points, 3 in the second half. 53 seconds to play. Michigan by 14 points as the crowd starts filing out of here. And they were scalping tickets at $100 out here. There's Michigan's first miss from the line tonight. Gene Cady has sat down. I believe Purdue is ready to concede here. They'll get another shot at Michigan later on. Boy, Weber, another block shot. He leads the Big Ten. He's got 3 in the night. Waddell over King. That's a block shot. Inside, Purdue just can't get it to go in the last 5 minutes. Showtime. Rose isn't going to slow this one down. King, Weber is fouled.
Great presence of what's going on around him.
22 points for Chris Weber tonight. Michigan can relax here with 26 seconds to go. Well, Gene Cady's team will go to Minnesota on Saturday, and that won't be easy either. That's Michigan State. Michigan goes to Wisconsin and comes home to play Indiana next Tuesday night. Michigan suddenly misses 3 in a row, but at this point, doesn't mean much. Howard, I believe, gets that foul. Now Jalen Rose goes up off the glass. No, Glenn Robinson coming back. Purdue maybe win last rush. Inside, Painter puts it up. No. And we'll play it out. Michigan will go to 11-1. Purdue will go to 9-1. And Painter lays it up, and that'll go, and that'll probably be the ball game, and it is. Final score tonight, Michigan 80, Purdue 70. Steve Fisher shakes hands with Gene Cady and the Boilermakers, and the Michigan Wolverines are off and rolling in the Big Ten schedule.